everybody. I thought it's Halloween this weekend, so I was going to let you in on a few of the hidden Halloweeny, monstery, scary movie references that I've actually hidden in a few of the past episodes over the last week or so. I did mention this last week, it's something that I was going to do, mostly because I thought it was a bit fun. So I want to see how many of these you are actually able to pick up. Some are really obvious, some are a little more meta, so let's see how you go with working out what was what. So in this video, Paul fills in the day. There's actually a bit of a reference there to The Exorcist along with everything else that's in there. It's a really quick snap if you miss it, but there's Pazuzu buried deep in there and a bit of a quick flash in and out. In Paul Goes Job Hunting during COVID times, there's actually a reference to the movie The Night of the Hunter, a Robert Mitchum film from 1955 about a bogus preacher who goes around doing horrific things. I was kind of inspired by a bogus preacher, to be honest, because there's been one in the news quite a bit. But if you ever look very carefully at the knuckles, there's a love-hate tattoo. Not that I'm a tattoo artist, it's literally just drawn on in pen. But that's the reference that's hidden in this particular episode, as well as a cool little electric gremlin. But that's not really a horror film. That was more like a weird, fun sci-fi thing. But the love-hate tattoo, that is The Night of the Hunter. In the episode Paul Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts, you'd think the whole thing was a reference, but it's actually a true story. The thing that's a film reference in there is the Get Out start, with the teacup ringing, which is part of the sunken place scene from Jordan Peele's amazing first feature film. If you haven't seen it, I thoroughly recommend it. If you have seen it, go back and rewatch it, because it's amazing. Alright, so yeah, that's the cup going clink, 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 until you have to sink. In the episode Paul Goes for a Drive, the entire time-lapse scene is actually a reference to Alfred Hitchcock's 1960s film Psycho, where Marion Crane, after embezzling a whole bunch of money, decides to cross-country to go and meet her boyfriend. And as she's driving along, she's obviously really anxious about traffic and lights and stuff like that. The whole time-lapse is very much just a reference to that particular drive, because everybody knows the shower scene, and I wanted to do something a little bit different this time round. In Paul Fakes a COVID Case, we reference another Alfred Hitchcock classic, this time The Birds, which is what flew into my window while I was sitting here trying to record. Whole thing completely fake, no birds were harmed in the making of this particular clip. To be fair, the next two episodes actually didn't have reference in them at all. Was that a reference? No, it was actually down to the legitimate fact that I've had so many people contact me recently just because they're struggling to deal with how lockdowns go down. And I get it, 3.5 weeks in the Waikato must be so hard. So hard, he said after 10 weeks in Auckland. But it doesn't change the fact that there's some really good advice out of those interviews for how to handle lockdowns, and I thought it would be something that was really useful. So I just threw it together really quickly. There's no horror film references in there at all. Or is there? No, there's not. There's no horror film references in there at all. But the next episode, there definitely was, which I don't think anybody was going to pick up on, because again, it was another homage instead of it being a direct reference. You see, the entire Paul Goes Hunting for a Whale episode was actually designed to look very much like the original Blair Witch Project, with the shaky handycam and the, ooh, what's going on, and kind of confusing crowded spaces, and one's force against nature with not really knowing exactly what it is that you're going out there looking for. It's a subtle homage, but it is there. Anyway, that is it. That's enough of these horror film videos. I really do hope that you do enjoy whatever it is that you're doing on Sunday for Halloween. Also, don't forget, it's Sir Peter Jackson's birthday. And here's your weird Halloween fact for you. You know the opening monologue of The Nightmare Before Christmas is done by Sir Patrick Stewart? Right in the height of when he was famous for Star Trek, of all things. It just seems like a really weird thing for people not to have picked up on, or to not really think about all that much. Anyway, have a happy Halloween. I will see you guys all on Monday. Hopefully I have some news for you then. I don't know, I doubt it, we'll see. Either way, happy Halloween, and I will catch you all next week.